Hello, my name is Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. Today, my topic is going to be cancer from a survivor. I'm not a medical expert. I'm not going to give you advice on medical treatment for cancer. I think that's the oncologist's job. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not going to give you advice on what to eat. This video is my experience so far after being diagnosed with head and neck cancer stage 2 in February 14, 2023, about a year and a half ago. I don't consider myself a cancer survivor. I am just a survivor. I survived 33 radiation treatments and 12 chemo treatments last year. I don't consider myself healed or cured of my cancer. I understand that cancer can come back at any time. That's why I'm under monitoring for my cancer. I've had 3 MRIs to check for my cancer, and my next one is actually next month, October. I am just grateful that I am finished with my treatments and no longer require radiation or chemo. When I was diagnosed with head and neck cancer stage 2 last year, I received so many emails and messages from family and friends. I started reading all the information about cancer. It was quite overwhelming and confusing. Reading about cancer actually made me think more of dying because I kept seeing statistics on what my 5-year percentage of living. I just finally stopped reading about cancer online because it was making me think too much and it was actually causing me to lose sleep. I turned my focus on my treatments because my oncologist scheduled me for 33 radiation treatments and 12 chemo treatments. I started learning more about the treatments and what the side effects will be after I'm done with the treatments. I can control my treatments a little bit, getting plenty of rest and prioritizing not getting stressed. I can't control what cancer is going to do to my body. The best advice that I got from people are from survivors like myself, the ones that completed treatment and are now living with the side effects of their treatments. You have to go through the treatments to truly understand cancer. I would talk to the people receiving treatments with me. They were getting radiation and chemo alongside me. A lot of times we were like side by side receiving our chemo treatments. I was finding out what was helping them with their treatments. What I learned for myself, in my opinion, cancer is 50% battling the disease and 50% the mental challenge of surviving the treatments. If I have one advice to give to someone that gets diagnosed with cancer, is talk to somebody that has been through the treatments. They will give you the best advice. If you want to reach out to me, I will be more than willing to share my experiences with you. My email is ginno1966@yahoo.com. For me, another thing that helped me through the treatments is I forced myself to walk. You saw my videos during my treatments where I would walk at the Esplanade in Iloilo City. Even for just 10 or 15 minutes, I would walk at the Esplanade. On days that I couldn't walk, I would be at that balcony, sitting in my camping chair, looking out at Iloilo River. That did a lot to my mental health because I didn't feel like I was bedridden. Because there were many days during my treatments where I did not have any energy at all and spend majority of my day just laying in bed. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was down, of course. The question that popped in my head was, why me? I was 56 years old. I was a runner. I was fit. I ate well. I was not an alcohol drinker. I was not a smoker. At the time of my diagnosis, I was 5'10", 145 pounds. Never was admitted in the hospital my entire life. I didn't have any single medication, no maintenance medication at all. The only pill I would take daily was a multivitamin. I was retired in the Philippines close to 10 years already, and I had minimal stress. My oncologist and my doctors couldn't even pinpoint what caused my cancer. I know people meant well, but some of the messages that I would receive from people made me feel like cancer was my fault. I would get messages like, "You probably eat sugar, that's why you got cancer." I would get messages like, "You probably eat processed food, that's why you got cancer." I know people meant well, but sometimes people can be insensitive. A person that gets diagnosed with cancer is already going through so many emotions, going through a lot. The thing that they need the most is just love and support. I was happy and lucky that I had Dazzle, I had her family, I had friends that truly just wanted the best for me and would support my decision on my battle with cancer. I know that it was not my fault that I got cancer. No one wants to get cancer on purpose. If I knew what caused my cancer, I know I would have avoided whatever it was. But even my doctors and oncologists don't know what caused my cancer. What helped me the most during my battle with cancer was I focused on my treatments. The 33 radiation treatments and 12 chemo treatments that I had to endure. And believe me, it was brutal. Towards the end of my treatment, I was foggy, I felt like a zombie, and I had zero energy. When I got diagnosed with cancer in 2023, my oncologist told me gain some weight because I was 145 pounds when I got diagnosed. So I did. I followed his advice. In less than 3 weeks, I gained weight and was at 168 pounds. I just ate everything. I ate hamburgers, I ate pizza, I ate ice cream. I just ate whatever I could eat to gain weight. I'm glad I did, because when I started my treatment, I was 168 pounds. After 4 months of treatments, I was down to 119 pounds. I lost 49 pounds in 4 months. Are there food now that I avoid? Yes, I avoid all processed foods. I try to eat everything fresh. Vegetables, fruit, seafood, and meat. I limit my drinking coffee to 1 coffee a day because my creatinine seemed to go up every time I drink more coffee. Do I limit my intake of sugar? Yes, I have replaced sugar with honey. Another thing that I didn't know was I was thinking in my head after the 4 months of chemo and radiation that I should be back to normal in 4 or 5 months after I got discharged from my treatments. I cannot be more wrong. Chemo and radiation stops the cancer, but it also destroys good cells. I didn't start eating normal till after about a year from my last treatment. My last treatment was June of 2023, and it took over a year before I can finish a plate of food. Right after my treatments, I was on liquid diet for 2 months. All I was living on for 2 months were smoothies that Dazzle made me and Ensure Plus, the supplement. I knew eventually I had to force myself to eat because it wasn't healthy that I wasn't eating and was on a liquid diet, because my doctors told me that I have to keep that motion of chewing and swallowing, because the muscles we use to chewing and swallowing, if you don't lose it, it could be disastrous for you. So I started forcing myself to eat. I would always have water to push it down because it was painful for me to swallow. Once I finished with my chemo and radiation, it was trial and error for everything. My equilibrium, my balance was off. There were many times when I would be just standing and all of a sudden I felt like I'm falling. And that's why Dazzle always was very protective. She was always by my side so I can lean on her. I started to walk and exercise, but there were plenty of days where I couldn't walk. I just didn't have any energy. I learned really fast that I had to be patient with my recovery. I had to slowly build from walking and then running. My next MRI is next month, October. It's in the back of my mind that my cancer can come back. But I just try to enjoy my day-to-day life now. Grateful for every sunrise and sunset that I can experience. And I'm so thankful that I'm able to run again. Running has always made me feel good. And if my cancer does come back, I've already been through the treatments and I know I can handle them. One thing I learned about my cancer experience is I no longer put off anything. Anything that I want to do, I just do now. With my family and friends, I always end our conversation with "I love you," because you just never know. My life now is all about focusing on the positives. I don't get into politics or any drama. I tune out all the negatives that I see. Even on YouTube, I only watch positive channels. Thank you for your continued support of our channel. Dazzle, Liana, and I, we truly appreciate your support. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you in our next video.